Hey guys, it's your boy Tofuru here, and welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. And where we last left off, we were just about to start the investigation, I guess. Technically the body upstairs is burned to death, and it's kind of important to note for later parts of this, but I think where I got to in the last episode, I got through the majority of the discussion before investigation started. We heard the body notification song go off. And Monokuma isn't dead. He's been fucking with us this entire time like a douchebag. The royal douchebag that he is. And now we know that we're on TV. And that we have to figure out what's going on now. So without further ado, let's start this shit, you know? We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's despair entertainment and how is he alive?
I'm sick of this.
I thought that finally, we could get out of here. And plus, what did he say about a class trial?
Stop talking.
Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that at this point, we have to figure out who the culprit is. Figure out who killed Kyoko. So you think it's her too, don't you? What?
What the
What are
heck?
you talking about? I thought Makuro Ikusaba was the one who died. The victim was female, right? And Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means the mastermind, Mukuro Ikusaba, isn't dead. So naturally that body can't belong to her, so it must be Kyoko. There's no other possibility. It's the thing I feared the most. I really don't want her to be dead, and it's almost like she predicted her own death. I assume that after she gave us that letter of importance, something to read after we know she's dead, it would most likely directly is, I guess, her own death warrant. She pretty much probably went to go try to confront Mukuro, and it led to all this. Whatever the case, Mukuro probably got hurt because it took a while for Mukuro to come back to be into Monokuma's control, unless the mastermind is somewhere completely different right now, which then leads me to a whole different array of questions I have. I'm also not sure if those photos are fake anymore, because all the other photos of them outside of this might be that they got out of the game, so now they're allowed to live their school lives. Now, I wonder if they lose their memories as a result, and think it's all just one big fever dream. Or they're all really dead. I really don't know. It's almost like the winner of this game knows they killed everyone. They know the horror and everyone else doesn't know. Almost like the ultimate despair. I don't know. I'm just chucking these ideas around. They just popped into my head. So let's just start this more. I mean, her high heel boots. Right there, you know? The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered. No. It's not possible. Because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this, I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Quiet.
Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself. Anyway, we'd better begin.
But
if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means the killer.
That's right.
Correct. It must be someone participating in our school life. I mean, Mukuro could still count, but we'd have to prove it's Mukuro who murdered her, and then on top of that, get the facts and somehow get Mukuro to stand for the crimes. I don't know if the mastermind actually is allowed to participate in the games. Not sure. That's a rule we don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe they can't. I don't know. Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying. No. Huh? But you just said.
Stop talking.
I don't have time to explain. There's a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. So I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives... I completely changed accents, fuck. You'll put everything you have into this. That is how the game works, after all. Well, fuck you, Bikuya, you fucking son of a bitch. Well, I better start by checking out this Monokuma file. This is actually the first time the background music's changed to some sick guitar beats, by the way, too. Like, this riff is... good. Good shit. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. Well, it was a Bowie knife, if I'm right. Or a combat knife, one of the two. They had been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. I think I was swung with a pipe before, too. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even if the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was, the unidentified body, could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice, I have to investigate. I mean, I'd also read that letter she gave you. I mean, it might be important, I don't know. She said to read it in case she passed on. And you don't know for sure, so maybe you should read it. Maybe she wrote something in there that you would know what to do. Anyways, I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Alright. Monokuma File 5. Huh. Can't believe we're only 5 files into this game. I mean, we reached the halfway point after the 4th one, but still? That means if that's halfway, is there 8 murder files? I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more students left. Virtually 3 more have to die. And I think Byakuya's in the next one. I think. I'm not positive, but I think. I remember seeing that vague name pop up in the trailers when I was watching it. But that's a different note. Anyways, okay. Time to get started. I need to check out anywhere that might be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. Yeah, solve crimes and convict felons, bitches. I should just become a lawyer. or a detective. Either or. I don't know. Makoto, you got a fine future ahead of you if you get through this game. Anyways, I guess it might be more because you're just put on your line, like on the death's row every single second. So I'm not sure. These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen it. Like I've seen it before. But where? Wait. Was it there? I have to double check that later. Fragments near the dead body have been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook. What is that thing? It's, weird. I can't tell exactly what it's meant to represent. There's also the murder weapon. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It's the murder weapon. It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. Another question. Wouldn't the explosion, depending on where it originated, wouldn't that sent the knife flying and potentially breaking itself or lodging itself in the wall? Why would it fall harmlessly to the ground about, let's say, 5 to 10 feet away from it? I don't know. It's a little weird. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Makoto file. Oh, the Monokuma file. The Makoto files. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. So then how did the knife fly out? Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Yeah, it probably was. Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. It's because it's the one that was taken from your room, bro. See, here's the other thing. Like, while we're going through this, I have a very strong inclination that either one, Kyoko's the dead body, or two, that Kyoko murdered said dead body and is gonna have to die as a result of either passage, which is really fucked up when you think about it, because you have to kill the person you probably shouldn't kill. But, you know, it happens. It happens, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do, Makoto. You gotta kill people sometimes. But, that's it. It's the knife that the person was holding. Yes, it was. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Almost like it was planted evidence, like it was too perfect of a crime. Like the mastermind probably did it. You know, it's too perfect. Whoever the person in the mask was, that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And the same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in a kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then Ellipses. And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. I mean, she was also the same person who knocked on your door. She actually let herself in the last time you just collapsed and left the door open. So it's kind of weird to think about why that was the first place. And she was also there in that fever dream too. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. A knife from the crime scene. Okay. I assume we have a couple more things to check. I mean, obviously to talk to these people, but there's also that thing on her hand. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. There's that hand symbol. There you go. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of a normal activity. Fake nails have been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. There's also something on the back of her right hand. This is a tattoo. It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. It's an important thing to note. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. That's some severe burns. Like, the upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion. It's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. Yeah, because you threw a bucket on it. That's because I got to set it on fire, and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Exploded body analysis has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. That's everything on her anyway. Safe to assume we should probably check out back here. Just to be sure, I should take a look at the tool shed. I agree, to be honest, because I don't think she went here. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Except that. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. Yeah, I agree. It's like the same situation as before. Wait, what? The top is wet and covered with mud and grime. But the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. Whoever killed the body put the tarp on top of them. They preserved the body. Otherwise, the whole body would have been wet because sprinklers go off at 7 in the morning. And if that person was killed, let's say, last night, then how the flying fuck did they stay dry? The bottom half of that coat is dry. And the only part that's wet is the part I touched with my bucket. So whoever murdered her proceeded to cover her in a tarp and then uncover her without the tarp and throw it away in the tool shed. That's oddly suspicious, and I don't know who would do it. And the problem is I was out cold that entire night, so it's hard for me to know the truth there. On the side of the tarp that is wet and dirty, something about that bothers me. Yep. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Yeah, it's the only thing I could think of. It's the only thing. It's drastically important. I don't think there's much of anything else, unless someone tampered with that. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They said they're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here before then, the sprinkler should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place either after 7:30 or before it because the tarp is soaked in the tool shed. That's an important fact to counter back on, but... So who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Alright. Listen, Makoto. Do you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right. It was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the body on the floor was still wet. The accused said not to touch it to avoid it getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any of it on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow! Thanks. That's a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember a lot better, too. So thank you, too. Body before the explosion. I mean, it's important to note. Alright, Yasuhiro, what do you know? It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and...
For serious?
Oh, well, I was just thinking when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed to the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met with Hina. That was right around 7:30. And then I headed to the gym where everybody else was waiting. Next, Toko went to get up the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. I don't know, maybe Toko is actually the murderer? I don't think so, because she came back as Genocide Jill, and that instantly, I guess, invalidates it. Unless Jill committed the murder. But then again, Jill is crazy enough to kill her, but I don't know why she'd go out of her way to do it when she just wants to be near Master. Killing someone would thus end her charade and not being near him anymore. So I don't know. That doesn't sound like the best idea. What time was that then? What time was it when we did that? Now then, Toko, what time is it? I think it was 9? Yeah, I remember it. Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Which means the body should have been completely soaked if it was here. Which means whoever did it had to have removed the tarp at the discovery. Actually, to be fair, Toko could have removed the tarp and then saw the dead body. And then proceeded to hide the dead body in Genocide Jill's form? I'm not sure. It's also kind of... That's iffy to me, but I'm just saying that's possible. Could have been that way.
Now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found around 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done.
You're so useless, dude. That's a small job. So useless. I mean, he also helped us remember all the events in sequential order, or chronological order, I guess. But still. Alright, Byakuya, you're the only other detective here.
Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you.
What'd you want to say? What'd you want to talk about?
So in
I'd like to hear your alibi.
Alibi?
In other
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night.
Well, I was 6, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now, and what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime.
How can you know that for sure?
Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro has been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I'd figured he'd be here. And I can confirm when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words.
So the murder could have only taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden.
Or in the morning, I mean, it's any time you weren't there.
However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night.
What?
Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have an airtight alibi. The only ones who don't have their alibis are me. Are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door. So where precisely were you?
I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so...
That's hardly an alibi.
I know. Man, this actually really sucks. Because I have no alibi. I don't even think I could defend myself in a normal... Ow! Fuck. Fucking hit my knee. Hit my knee on the table. Oh, I just want to take off my shoes. Hit my knee on the table.
So what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here.
I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Alright, so Byakuya's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. I guess maybe the chicken coop might be important to check on. I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Isn't there supposed to be 5? Huh? 4?
Yo!
What's going on, Makoto?
Oh, I'm glad you're here.
Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here?
Of course, there were precisely 5.
Yeah, right?
What's wrong?
There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short.
Huh?
Alright, calm down. That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared.
But
I was just down here before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then.
what?
What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished.
I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the cause? Yeah, you're right. Huh. Chicken coop chickens have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area. But I'm not done yet. There are other places I need to check. Specifically, that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. It looks like a plaque of sorts. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out what it looks like. It looks like a stone with this thing knotted through it. Is that a target? And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true. Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'd be able to find out more. But the key to her room is in Byakuya's hands.
It's all clear now.
I will simply limit your options. I cannot allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity.
What? Limit my options?
Just give up.
Give me the key to your room.
I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Yeah. Let's try, I guess, right? Byakuya?
If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial.
Oh, no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it.
I am afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story.
Then, will you go with me? God, you're making me ask you out. Jesus. Okay, man?
Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not.
Come back later, huh? Okay then, in the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. I have no idea what he's trying to refer to, but to me it looked like a target. I'm not positive, but it seemed super... No, it's not. It's black targets. No, nothing over here. No, none of these. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where I could go. Alright, so my discoveries have led me to the gym. Apparently, on the map it shows you places you can go with a big exclamation point, and I didn't read them until now, so I'm checking it out. I don't see why this would be the one room that would have something red on it. There's a Monokuma dead here. And is he the only thing? Really? Monokuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here. I mean, there's a room full of Monokumas. That's why it looks familiar. It has the fucking bomb on it, which means whoever did it stuffed a body with a bomb and then proceeded to have them blown up. Wait, if the bomb's not here, does that mean somebody placed the bomb in the body's coat, for example, and then when someone came close to clothing, it blew it up? I mean, that's really weird to go through such lengths just to make sure someone's dead. It's completely weird. I just found something. What is it? It's...
Huh?
It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb? Man, that bomb went missing. Ooh. There's no doubt about it. The fragments I found in the garden are a bomb. Huh. Now that I've checked everything I can think of, all that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Kikuya. That was it? Wow, this seems very short, if that's all there is to it. But let's go back, let's talk to Byakuya and figure out what's going down. But now that we know that bomb is missing, it's kind of creepy in its own. I really wonder why it's gone. Why was it used here, and whose body is that? Anyway, let's talk to Byakuya. You think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out to Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me. Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. The fact that he was able to guess there was bombs in every single case, I don't know. That kind of peculiar. It's very peculiar, you know, that he just assumed that. I mean, he saw the bomb and assumed, but what if he knew in advance? What if he used that to his advantage to hide the bombs, you know, and proceed to what he wanted to do? Anyways, let's talk to him, see if we can go in there now. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid into the keyhole, and then... click. And it's open. It looks like it. Thanks. Alright. Sorry, Kyoko, for entering your room without your permission. Usually you're supposed to ask for these kind of things. Alright. So this is Kyoko's room. So, rather plain. Not really much going on in here. I'd like to assume the important fact is the diary here. 6. What is 6's importance in this? There's something on the table. Oh. Oh, it's the... Oh, that's the key to the kendo room. Or the archery room, I'm sorry. I'm thinking the kendo room, but it has kendo practice toy, the practice thing that you hit. And then there's the actual targets down the way. That's the key to one of those lockers. Ah, it's a woodblock decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those traditional public bathhouses use these for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's
But if it
certainly
is a
possible.
key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo? Yeah, the freaking kendo, the freaking lockers in there are very old-fashioned. They all had like weird keys coming out of them. So we have that.
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular, I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here. Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you must have something more concrete. Concrete. Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Huh? What's this?
It's true.
Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it somewhere. Ah, found it. What is in that envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well then.
Interesting.
Something has certainly happened, so open it. Alright. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there. Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets? What could it be? I mean, she wants to fuck you under the sheets, man. Or look under the bed sheets. But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumbled up piece of paper. Oh. Oh shit. She has the registry file. Class number 78 student registry. Mukuro Ikusaba.
I see.
It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and a blank. That's it. Report. That would be... No, it's one too many for report, so I would assume... No. R-E-P-O-R-T. Yeah, that's report. I am stupid. I'm sorry, guys. Tired when I record these things sometimes and it just slips my brain and I can't write words. So, okay, cool. Just ergo caution message. Gonna put that right there. I am tired sometimes and I have some really bad fuck ups. I apologize. This must be the blank Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. Well, I made an effort to pull myself together and then looked at the profile sheet. Well, name, Mukuro Ikusaba. Sex, female. Ooh. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of the young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. Wait. If I'm recalling hard right now, I am pretty sure that Kyoko was in Europe because of her dad, and then something happens, and now she's here. Now, what if Kyoko's actually a split personality, and it's Kyoko and Mukuro Ikusaba, and in reality, it's a 16-student pseudo-way, or a pseudily, I guess, 16 student, because they're two different people, just like Genocide Jill is two different people. I mean, it explains why Kyoko just disappears for moments at a time. It explains why she has such extensive training in certain things. It would explain that she has no fear for some reason. Because one side doesn't understand what's going on, has no memories of what's been going on, and the other one's her actual personality. The one that disappeared in Europe, the one that murders people, the one that's called the Ultimate Soldier. But yet Kyoko called her the Ultimate Despair. See, that's an interesting thing to note. An intense internal investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she appeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as FENRIR for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. That's really important. I don't know why. I feel like that's way more backstory than I could understand, I guess. The ultimate soldier. A mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other's sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That's how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then
I see.
I never imagined I would hear the name FENRIR. FENRIR in a place like this. You recognize it?
Naturally.
The FENRIR Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the... Oh. I am so sorry. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say I'm intrigued. Fuck. I have to say I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that FENRIR has already...
Found it!
Whoa! I feel like our hero's becoming a bit of a player, and a bit player's becoming our hero. Ugh, fuck, it's you.
What?
What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Uh-oh, you found her profile? So what if we did?
Hey!
Don't freak out on me! I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about these regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school's headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Huh? So even you can't break your own shit. That's important to know, because then that means that the actual mastermind abides by the same laws that you do. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of interesting that you admitted that, though. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course!
Yeah, absolutely! I can't have you complain about how unfair it is. Now, can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's all about one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
Yeah. When you all got together... Oh, God. Okay. When you all got together in the main hallway back then, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among all you. A misunderstanding? Are you saying...
in other
That's
words,
right. There weren't actually 15 of you.
Yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16, then.
Mukuro Ikusaba,
Then she's included.
the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair.
The ultimate soldier. Get your facts right, Kyoko.
Watch out for her.
I will try my best. The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of the school life. So the one making all the regulations is...
Why?
Uh-oh. Why are you pissed, man?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because... like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense.
Ellipses.
Well, now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Well, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you.
Revenge.
I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm going to share a little secret with you.
Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves all day in and day out all this time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars she doesn't want anyone to see.
Like a tattoo of Fenrir? Which would be the tattoo on that girl in the garden's hand would be like? What?
Okay, now that's all you get.
Fuck you, Monokuma. Fuck you, alright? Fuck you. Ugh, at least we got your account, but fuck you. Hate you. Love you. Hate you, but love you. Alright. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars. Wait, so on the back of her hand. That tattoo. It's from Fenrir. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? I mean, scarification, tattoos are a form of it, technically. So that's why Kyoko wears those gloves. To hide the scars? Which means... those fake nails on the corpse. Oh, you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such
God
ignorance.
must really hate you to make it. God must have really hated you to make you so dull. To not notice that he's trying to ruse you? Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there was 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so that there wouldn't be complaints later. But that mere fact that he said... Fuck! But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case, either in death or as the murderer. Maybe. Maybe you don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas now at this point. It's like it's like I'm taking a tennis ball and just bouncing against the wall, trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make sure our investigation is fair. Yeah, he basically doesn't want us to steer into us who are currently here and wants to include the possibility of the 16th student. To make it fair, because otherwise we don't know they exist. Mukuro is related to this case?
It's certainly
Perhaps
possible.
she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when this investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? You thought that Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. But why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So in other
Mukuro
words,
is giving us information that would raise questions about her would be so bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. Which would mean whoever's the murderer is the mastermind, but the mastermind might not be Mukuro. The way you said it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I am sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected.
let's
Well, are you coming? I guess we are, buddy, old pal. Alright. Let's check this out. Hurry and check the locker. That's what we're here for, after all. You're right. Are you kidding me? It was 6? Oh, it was 6 written on it. I just thought about 3 for some reason. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodblock keys, just like at those super traditional public bath salts, man. Bath salts everywhere. It would use woodblock keys, just like those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right? Yeah, it doesn't have the
Very
key in it.
strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at this moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on that locker then.
That's
Well, just try it. Alright. Alright, so I took the wooden block key and inserted it into the metal lock and... click. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here, and it looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they are quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing more but a strong little stick. Strong sticks. Titanium arrows have been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Oh, there's something else in the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what it was used for. It looks like it's got blood all over it. Is that a blood stain?
I see.
If it is, it means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it be involved? Well, based on the way the blood splatters are on it, this is me out there just saying things. I'm basing this off of things maybe I've seen. I don't know. It looks like they used duct tape to cover wounds they received. Like they were shot with arrows, and they duct taped their wounds after removing said arrows to stop the bleeding and add pressure. It is something you could do, I suppose, in a rare situation where you need immediate medical attention. In, Kyoko's case, where she has no room to retreat to, she has to just keep fighting. Especially if they're fighting, let's say, a master soldier, or the ultimate soldier known as Mukuro Ikusaba. Maybe she was on her run. But it seems more like Mukuro was actually protecting themselves, because an ultimate soldier would know how to do this.
not necessarily a random student. Let's say Toko or you know, Yasuhiro, they're not gonna know this. Hell, I don't even think Makoto knows what this is about. But that's important. A bloody duct tape wad. It's important to know. I think that's all this locker has to offer for now. Alright, well. Is something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps they were there all along? Yakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Next location? Where the fuck we're going? Hey, what's the next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on FENRIR. So you want to go back to the books? Oh, those books have everything, information-wise anyway. Alright, the mercenary group that Makuro was part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research? The archive. Yeah. That's right. The archive has all kinds of info the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's
We only
go.
have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. You know, as much as I hate Byakuya, the way he acts like a douchebag almost, let's say 70 to 80% of the time, he's like the ultimate detective when Kyoko isn't here. And it's really just us with differing moral standpoints when we do these cases together. I mean, he likes being a little dick majority of the time, but he has his moral standing and I have mine, and I guess together we kind of find out more about cases than we would have if we did it separately. I don't know. It's like I do the hard work in some cases and he does the thought work, you know, the logical, the very methodical processing, while I'm doing like the clue finding, the investigations, connecting the clues in the moment I'm better at than he is. You know, certain things like that just kind of work. It's interesting to see this dynamic between them a lot. I believe there was a file related to FENRIR somewhere here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand. Alright. Let's see it, man.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says, but what language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Barely some English. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you. But I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Is this kind of extreme? FENRIR is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like FENRIR, the Wolves of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing that many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe there was a mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded. That would explain why she suddenly came back after 3 years. What is it? All just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. I mean, to be fair, you might be in an alternate reality right now, Makoto. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what's fuck. I was on a roll, man. On a roll. That's what makes it so exciting.
Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out to you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about FENRIR. Now that you mention it, the report said something about the name, where the name FENRIR comes from, right? The Wolves of Ragnarok, I guess you were talking about? Yes, that's right. It said FENRIR is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing FENRIR somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of FENRIR? Could that mean that wrist thing, the thing on her freaking hand is the tattoo of FENRIR? Fuck, that's it. Wow. I guess it's all the information we need. I mean, it connects the body upstairs to Makuro
Time is utterly
as well
silent,
as FENRIR.
and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena.
Holy shit, you're saying something normal or different for a change. Holy crap, I'm so happy, Monokuma.
It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that.
I mean, if you're talking about entropy, yeah, that's gonna happen no matter what, though. It's the idea of dealing with entropy and trying to correlate or go along with it. To go against entropy would be almost like unnatural. You'd be going against phenomena that is naturally occurring, kind of like a spiral, and endlessly going towards a center that it will inevitably reach and then be done. I mean, you can't go backwards, you can only go forwards, you can't go laterally, you can't go any other direction. Entropy would be a single path to a single end, necessarily whatever end you choose, but you can like make your own ends to an entropy, but entropy is just time. You can't stop that, and it does damage you over time, I guess, if you want to look at it like damage. Another way to look at it's like degradation over time. Another way to look at it's like I don't know. I guess you can say it damages you, but it's also kind of like a piece of yarn in a yarn ball, where in reality it is going away and it's getting smaller and smaller, and over time it's getting damaged or degraded, but technically it's been leaving a piece of itself behind every step of the way. So it all depends on the way you want to look at it. If you want to look at it positively, I would say look at the yarn ball. If you want to look at it negatively, I'd say look at a sandbox with black sand and white sand, and that if you just walk around it or over time, the dark and the white sand would just mesh and make a gray sandbox, and that would be the end result, where time is finally pushed two pure things to an inevitable ending or conclusion where it's just mixed and there's no more. They can go either way. I know that's really weird and philosophical. It's just something I happen to, I guess, understand a little bit. I know entropy anyway. Anyways, sorry for the weird interjection of a monologue there, but let's see what's up.
Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial.
All right, Monokuma, let's do it.
So, please meet up in the usual spot.
I guess so.
See you later.
He's definitely gotten a little more peppier. Then the time's come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. I don't know if he believes in me right now. I don't know. It's that weird indication when he talks like that. I believe in him. It's weird. You know, I go from bouts of liking Byakuya to hating Byakuya. I think I just hate. I wish he would just, say he likes people. Because he obviously does. He has moments where he enjoys company, and he has moments where he enjoys when someone has an idea that you're on the same page. He loves it. He thrives off of it, but he also thrives out of feeling superior. It's like the combination of the two just make him such a hating character. Like, you can hate him deep down. But, like, he's such a cool character. I love his dynamic. Out of my characters, he's grown to be one of my more favorites.
As well as Makoto, I guess, throughout this entire story, he's completely changed. He's gradually becoming someone different. Because at the beginning, he was, I guess, naive to the world. And now, so far down the line, it's like, if you put this Makoto back into the world at the beginning, he would be a completely different person. He would totally take this differently. He might be more out there. I don't know if he'd be super more aggressive to stopping things around him, or he would be more cynical. Almost. I don't know. I wonder what would happen if you took a Makoto at this point and sent him back to the beginning in time and gave him another shot and see what happens. Would everybody die again? Would they die faster? Would they die in different ways? People kill other people? Or would Makoto just kill someone right off the bat? Easiest way to get out and just get out. You know? I don't know. I would love to see what would be that case in point. I don't know if they'll do that. They might try that story in a way. Maybe they dabble in that. I don't know. Just thought it was interesting. As for who I think the current murderer is, I believe the person upstairs is Mukuro Ikusaba. They have the tattoo of Fenrir, which I don't know if I'm saying that right, so I'll probably Google it and proceed to say it correct for the next recording. Considering it's the class trial, I should probably say it correctly, or they'll say it correctly in the next one. I'll double check and I'll do it for you guys. But I hope you guys really enjoy this video. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like what I'm doing. I'm going through this series and I'm freaking past the halfway point. I don't know how much there is left to it, but I'm going to keep hammering away until I knock this series out. I'm sorry it's been like off and on at points. I'm getting there. I'm trying to knock stuff out. It's just there's so many things popping in and out that I'm trying to balance along with them and take, you know, everything with stride. So please, if you really like what I'm doing, just, you know, just keep up with your support. It means a lot that you guys watch my stuff and comment when you can. And, you know, we're kind of all in this together. I want to play this game for you guys, as well as figure out what's going on. And to hear you guys, I guess, you know, going along through it with me is also really cool. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I do. And as always, it's your boy Tofuru, signing out.